Hello everyone, welcome to Elliott Wave Forex.com YouTube channel. Today is January the 10th and today's chart of the day is Meta. This is a 45 minutes time frame here. Now you can see we ended with 3 intermediate degree right here, and with 4 pullback ended at $340 right here. Since then it has started to turn higher. It is about to break above that previous peak, which should confirm that this is indeed the end of the correction. Now technically speaking, until it breaks above this peak, we can always do what we call a bigger double correction. But since we are getting very close to break, I think the chance this is going to happen is kind of low. Alright, it's kind of low. So that's why I think in the shorter cycle we are bullish and looking to extend higher, calling for extension higher. So this cycle is going to complete soon as a 5 waves, and then from there we should be getting a 3 pullback and then continues to extend higher again as long as 340 here continues to hold. Okay, so the key level 340. Above here we are looking for extension higher, right? Now if we look at the larger time frame though, I think it's time to be a bit careful in chasing to the upside, even though we could still continue to extend higher, but it is good to know where we are in the larger time frame. So if I copy this wave 3 and the wave 4 and look at the weekly time frame, this is your wave 3 and the wave 4 that we see in the 1 hour in the 45 minutes time frame here, and this is 3 and the 4, and this is the 1 and the 2. So we're looking to finish this cycle that started from this low. It's either this low or this low, right? Now there is let me see, I think there is an overlap here. 342, 92, yeah, so there is an overlap here, which means it cannot be this has to be a diagonal, right? This has to be a diagonal. Now first of all, when you look at the entire rally from October 2022, right? When you look at the entire rally from October 2022, you notice here so far we don't see any significant pullback at all. So as much tempted as I am to try to call this, let's say, wave 1 and wave 2, that doesn't really look like a wave 2 because it's too shallow to be a wave 2, right? It's just too shallow. Now imagine this is wave 2, then what is it, like wave 3 needs to go to 161.8 or even 100%, then it needs to go like explosive move to the upside until this area. It doesn't seem to be realistic. It's overly too bullish. So what this is telling me is I think we are still rallying within the same cycle from October 31st. In other words, we are actually getting close to end that cycle. So I would try to label this as, let's say, wave 1, wave 2, something like that, and then perhaps this is your wave 3 here and this is your wave 4, something like that, right? Or you can also call it like a running flat from here, like an ABC running flat. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, something like this. So now we are actually in the could possibly be in the last phase of the rally as a diagonal 5 waves, 1, 2, 3, 4, with one more push higher, potentially to be ending the entire cycle from here. Now of course the count can always change, right? The structure can always change, but the logic is that so far I don't see any significant pullback, so it seems to me that the cycle from October 31st still remains in play. It's not like a new wave 3 higher. And then plus if you look at the momentum, you can already see a divergence here on the weekly, right? So this is the highest momentum, so I would say this is your wave 3 here. So this proposed count looks pretty good, and then now we are in the wave 5 with a lack of momentum, so that wave 5 potentially could be ending now, since we can already see a diagonal, right? We could already see a diagonal here, and with one more push higher potentially could finish and starts to turn lower. Now let me show you a couple of things here. Let's suppose I'm labeling this 1 2 3 4 5, right? 1 2 3, because that's the highest momentum. Now you can argue, you can try to put it here. I don't think it's wrong. I could do that. I think probably this is easier to understand for many most of you. I can label it like this, for example, 1 2 3 4 5. I think let's use this one. This is easiest to understand, but the only issue here is this rally looks like a three ways almost, right? Let me double check on the daily time frame. Yeah, well, you can argue this is a five ways. All right, so let's go with the easiest to understand count for majority of people. This is the proposed count like this, and so now we're looking for another leg up to finish a five waves, after which we can potentially, I'm not saying you should sell or short sell, that's a no-no. I mean, picking the top is always going to be exercise of futility most of the time, right? 99% of the time you're going to be wrong without stop loss, and you continue to get stopped out or continue to get blown out because you don't manage your position size and so on. Now here we are looking for potentially another leg up to finish this entire thing here. 5 is up at least from here and potentially even from here, and we can get a bigger pullback, minimum pulling back to correct this cycle from this low from October 2023. Potentially could be also ending and correcting cycle from October 2022 once we finish the five ways, right? But shorter cycle, then yes, we are still calling for more upside. This pullback was still corrective in my view, so eventually I think most likely we're going to break higher again. So depending on what your time horizon is, the momentum in the shorter cycle clearly still remains to the upside and still remains bullish, but looking at the higher time frame, it's time to be careful what we are doing, and it's time to expect at some point a larger pullback to take place to correct either this cycle minimum or even this cycle. Okay, so that's the update for today, and as always, if you want to get more regular updates on Meta or any other stocks, ETF, indices, Forex, commodities, feel free to check our service. We have 14 days trial. The link is in the description of the video. I'll see you all again next time, and have a nice day everyone.